Day 7 of Saints training camp, and something odd happening on Airline Drive this morning. Quarterback Drew Brees and the offense struggles. Sports anchor Fletcher Mackel is in Metairie and tells us what went wrong.
After an off day on Tuesday, the Saints were fired up for their training camp workout on Wednesday morning, especially the black and gold defense. That unit truly dominated the day. So we start with the plays of the day featuring the defense. Check out second-year cornerback Ken Crawley jumping this pass and picking off Drew Brees. Crawley has had a very nice training camp thus far. Then it's big defensive end Cam Jordan getting his arm up and blocking this pass from Drew Brees. The offense did get on track. Quarterback Chase Daniel buying some time in finding diminutive wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis. That was about as good as it got for the offense that really struggled on Wednesday morning. Case in point, check out center Josh Laribus, snapping not one, but two snaps over the head of the quarterback.
Look, we'll get that cleaned up. Obviously, one's too many.
Another area where Sean Payton's team has to improve, special teams. In 2016, the Saints lost 2 games at the New York Giants and against the Denver Broncos because of special teams meltdowns. This year, Nate Stupar and the guys that play on that unit say they're going to be better.
We're really focused on the players that we want on special teams and trying to build that bond with who we're playing with like our kickoff team, who we're going to be playing behind and stuff like that flowing off of. So he's really trying to gel us early.
Stupar says the guys playing special teams even have a new mantra for this season.
Just 10 seconds of fury. That's how long a special teams play is.
Also, because the Saints special teams struggled so mightily in 2016, Sean Payton made a change on his staff. Out is longtime special teams coordinator Greg McMahon, and in is a new coordinator, Bradford Banta. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
Delvin Breaux and Kobe Fleener sat out of today's practice while Sean Payton told the media rookie cornerback Marshawn Lattimore tweaked his knee and that he's fine and it won't be long before he returns. One guy who was at practice, New Pelicans point guard Rajon Rondo, who got a chance to see the defense steal the day from the offense in today's plays of the day. Drew Brees was already picked off by rookie Marcus Williams in 7-on-7 drills. Next play, it's second-year cornerback Ken Crawley jumping the route and snagging the ball out of the air. Certainly a good sign to see the corners do this against one of the great quarterbacks. It's also a very good sign when the defensive line can make some positive plays. Cam Jordan almost picks off Drew Brees at the line of scrimmage. There were a few good plays from the offense. Here's one of the best ones. Chase Daniel to a guy who's made a few plays of the day so far this camp. Tommy Lee Lewis going up to get the ball. Here's Sean Payton after practice on if the defense stole the day or if the offense was just sloppy.
When you look at the tape, it's probably a combination of a couple things. As a head coach, you got to guard. You're hoping to see ebbs and flows and moments from each side of the ball. And you're trying to create a drill. It was a third down drill. So you're trying to create a drill that's competitive. Obviously it's an important down.
For more on the offense, let's head to Fletcher Mackel at the Saints facility in Metairie.
Since Sean Payton took over the Saints as head coach in 2006, he's always had a go-deep guy. First it was Devery Henderson, then Robert Meacham, and most recently, Brandon Cooks. But when Cooks was traded to the New England Patriots, fans asked, who'll stretch the field now? Well, the Saints wasted no time in free agency, adding big play wide receiver Ted Ginn Jr. And Ginn isn't bashful. When asked on Wednesday morning if he's the fastest player on the Saints roster, here was his answer.
But I'm top one though, I mean, it's some fast guys out there. You got Tommy Lee, you got AK, you got some guys out there. Even Corey Fuller can go a little bit too, So I see a lot of speed around there. And as long as we just keep going, we put the components in the right spot, man, we can take off.
While Ted Ginn will certainly be utilized in the Saints offense, he knows that he can really help the black and gold on special teams.
That's what keeps me in this league. I ain't been here 11 years by catching a slant or a post or anything like that. It's been because I was a special teamer, and that's something that, if you're a special teamer, you kind of like 2 or 3 guys that's on the field, so that's why I try to stay.
Woo! Ted can run, man. I'm really excited for Ted on punt return to have him back there. It reminds me of kind of having Devin Hester back there. when I was with the Falcons. And it's just when you go on that field, it's just a special speed, a special athlete where you want to block, you know, like you have a chance to score a touchdown every single time. So we're really excited about that and what he's going to bring to this team.
And the Saints are certainly happy to have Ted Ginn Jr. on special teams because they haven't returned a kick or a punt for a touchdown since Darren Sproles was wearing a black and gold uniform. Reporting in Metairie, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
Pelicans fans have been waiting to see and hear from new point guard Rajon Rondo. Some of those fans accomplished half of that at Saints practice today as Rondo was there checking out the black and gold 6 practice this training camp. Rondo was once upon a time a first-round pick, just like Ryan Ramczyk, who's really catching the eyes of both Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Ramczyk said it would mean a ton to be the starting left tackle week 1. He wasn't sure how many reps he would get with the first team, but so far, he's happy with it.
Obviously, there's still a lot of room to improve on things, little details and stuff, but so far I'm feeling confident with the offense and going out there and playing fast.
One side of the ball out there playing much faster and better than the other side, which means it's time for your plays of the day. Chase Daniel throwing it up for Tommy Lee Lewis and the 5'7" receiver going up to get the ball, and that's about it for the offense. Cam Jordan and the defense were all over the place. Jordan almost picking off Drew Brees at the line, just goes off his hands. But what Jordan didn't get, the defensive backs were more than happy to pick up. First it was Marcus Williams, then Kent Crawley stealing this pass over the middle to Brandon Coleman. Great day for the defense, very sloppy for Brees and the offense. Fletcher Mackel has more on some of the other guys making noise at camp.
In recent years, the Saints have done a tremendous job of unearthing diamonds in the rough, so to say, finding undrafted or unheralded players who not only come in and make the 53-man roster, but contribute during the regular season. Look no further than Willie Snead in Delvin Breaux. Delvin Breaux came from the Canadian Football League, and when speaking of the CFL, the Saints have a linebacker from north of the border in camp this year who's already turning some heads. Adam Bighill was big time on Wednesday morning during linebacker running back drills. But if the 4-time Canadian League Football All-Star with the British Columbia Lions is going to make the New Orleans Saints this season, it'll be because of special teams.
I'm anxious to see how he handles the role in the kicking game. You know, he can run, and look, he can tackle. So, you know, obviously he's size deficient, but you know, we're looking for those players that we think can fill a need in a certain area, and you know, if he can play on the 4 core units in the kicking game, you know, that'll help his chances.
Now for an injury report. Sean Payton gave an update on cornerback Marshawn Lattimore. The first-round draft pick out of Ohio State left Monday's workout, and he wasn't practicing with the team on Wednesday morning.
Nothing. It's not a hamstring or anything. You know, you got his knee tweaked, and I think he'll be fine, and it won't be long.
Offensively, if rookie running back Alvin Kamara plays up to his abilities, it won't be long before members of the Houdat Nation and even the media start pronouncing his name the right way. Is it Kamara or Kamara?
I say Kamara. A lot of people say Kamara. I don't know. I go with Kamara. It's however you want to say it.
And when it comes to Kamara, veteran players are simply calling him a star in the making.
He has a lot of talent, so much talent. Really quick feet, great vision, great patience. You know, all 3 of those things. You know, he has shown that's really impressed me as well. His route running ability, you know, is crisp. You know, he looks like he's seasoned. I'm seeing him. He's picking up things quickly, and you know, he's very efficient. He's nice. He's going to be a heck of a ball player, I can tell you that.
Kamara's first action as a pro comes next Thursday when the Saints open the preseason in Cleveland against the Browns. Reporting in Metairie at the Saints facility, I'm Fletcher Mackel, WDSU News.
And that'll do it for your sports. We'll be right back.